In the meantime, while we wait, I'm going to be playing this No Mountain Valakut Titan deck. We played a build of this a while ago. I remember this, like, the deck was pretty different. Like, this was before Greenstone was unbanned. I wasn't playing Summoner's Pact at the time. The ring was also still legal. But it was one of those, like, I was 3-0 off stream, and we came in, we didn't have that good a day. But I think I've liked the general idea here, and I think this deck has gotten a lot better since the unbanning of Green Sun, and then I think the Summoner's Pacts are pretty important to play as well. So the idea here is that your deck is faster if you don't play Mountains. You get to play Sunken Citadel, Castle Garenbrig, which lets you power out Primeval Titans very quickly. Pretty often on turn 3 when you have both of these in combination with like the Grazers and the Explorers and the Flares. And now it's nice that Green Sun Zenith gives you extra early mana acceleration as well. And also if you don't play Mountains, not only do you get to take advantage of Citadel Castle Garenbrig, you get to take advantage of Citadel Shifting Woodland, where if your opponents are countering or discarding your Primeval Titans, or if you're milling them over with Cash Grab or Malevolent Rumble, you can just Shifting Woodland, copy your Primeval Titan, or copy Dryad of the Ilysian Grove and win the game that way. And then also Primeval Titan grabbing like a Shifting Woodland into Sunken Citadel is oftentimes really, really nice. Additionally, Green Sun Zenith and Summoner's Pact allow you to play through hate cards a lot better because they let you get Reclamation Sage for Blood Moon, and they let you get Roxanne for Harbinger and Magus of the Moon. This is, I think, a pretty nice dynamic. I think that we're playing some juicy one-ups also. I'm playing an Acidic Slime in the sideboard. Maybe that's the juiciest. But it did come up a couple times that when I was playing its Eldrazi and sometimes Titan, I wanted to go like Acid-Moss and to the next turn Green Sun for a land destruction spell. So I'm playing an Acidic Slime. Oh wait, there's 16 cards in the sideboard here? What was... Oh, okay, sorry. I accidentally dragged this Green Sun over there. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's get in there. Okay, we have Castle Garenbrig and Sunken Citadel plus Primeval Titan. This Malevolent Rumble makes me go... I can go turn 2 Rumble, turn 3 Titan here, although we are on the draw. No Arboreal Grazer here. The 5-1... I need the name of the card. I don't... I don't know the name. Okay. Isquith. Enters, pay 2 if you do, deals... so this is effectively 1 less mana. This card. Effectively 1 less mana, and it is it only kills 1 thing. I do like that Roxanne can kill 2 Magus, 2 Harbingers. Oh, we're playing against the turn deck. I think. It just has to be, doesn't it? King Lambo, 22 months, thank you, welcome back. Appreciate you. Almost 3 years, I thought I could see Eldrazi taking turns. You do, you get to see it in the hands of our opponent too, I guess. I actually played this matchup when I was testing this deck, and I lost, largely due to the fact that the Eldrazi turn sideboard has like a bunch of Ashioks and Torpor Orbs in the board. That's a very good point. Yeah, Roxanne is 1 more mana, but it is much more powerful, so I don't know. To say that this card is better is a little reductive, but it's possible you could play like 1 of each. All right, and now I'm always glad when we get to show off the idea of the deck, which we will here. I'm definitely gonna get another copy of Sunken Citadel, so that way I can go like basically 3 mana play a Titan, and then I think we put a Valakut into play. I haven't seen any spoilers today. No, I'm sure we'll be looking at some stuff. But yeah, we may just get taking turns here. Like if they just have a time warp, like the Tamio is like is worth 2 extra turns by itself with this in play. I'm planning on revisiting the Kali Arena deck with some of the new dragons from Dragonstorm. I haven't seen the Mardu one. I could take a look, maybe. I was kind of working on that deck, trying to play Ketravos over Kalia, where like Kalia was your backup plan to Graveyard Hate. So I thought the idea of making Ketravos the backup plan to your Graveyard Hate was an interesting idea, but I didn't end up cracking the code on it, I guess. Now, of course, the downside here is that we need a Prismatic Omen or we need a Dryad to win the game. But we have 4 packs. We have 4 Green Sun Zenith, 1 Prismatic Omen, Cash Grab, and Malevolent Rumbles. So we have a lot of dig for these cards. Now, I sure did build their deck, and I'm not sure what it is they can really have here. It does seem to me that I want to be going after the planeswalkers here, because if they don't have anything, they're just gonna be dead to my Titans anyways. So we might as well kind of hedge to control this board in addition to killing them. And this is another thing with this deck. You're pretty consistently winning the game on turn 4, or very often I should say you can win the game turn 4. Okay, so let's bring in the Acid-Moss, the Acidic Slime. Their deck has Torp Orb in the sideboard. It has Ashiok in the sideboard, which is a problem. I guess the Orb is not as big a problem. I just don't know if how many Force of Vigors I want to play. Do I want to play Collector Ouphe, which stops their 6 Talismans and the Clue tokens? Grandpa Saw 17 months. Is Ugin the strongest standard card since Bean? Yes, in my opinion it is. I even think it's a worse design than Bean because it's just like a lot clearer what their intent with the card is, and I think the intent is kind of nauseating. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I understand how they made the mistake with Bean more than I understand how Ugin got developed. Yeah, so what happened last time I played this matchup, it's funny I played this matchup, is that, like, they had Torp Orb in play, and then I just kept casting my Titan, but they kept bouncing it with Jace, and that was a problem. So I would like to get a couple Force of Vigors in the deck. I think sometimes I think you could go to 61. I think I'm just going to trim a Titan, too. Ugin should have been 8 at least. I agree. I will say that if Kozilek's Command ever gets banned, Ugin is a lot less problematic, I think. Because his hand could turn 3 Titan if we rumble into a Titan. Probably going to mulligan. So, like, I think one big problem is that... hold on. I think I'm going to keep it, put back the Explorer. Hope to draw us a couple lands. Like, Kozilek's Command is kind of the main card, I think, that's going to... Oh, that's the perfect draw. That's going to allow you to play Ugin too quickly. And it's also, like, one of the most problematic cards in the format. Top 5 at least. And so I think Ugin would be less of a problem if K-Command was banned, because, like, you would just have a lot fewer K-Command into Ugins on turn 4. I don't really understand your comment on Ugin. What do you mean with mistake? I think they wanted to make a strong card for Modern, not for Standard, that can be used by Tron and not by pure Eldrazi. So you're wrong that it can't be used by pure Eldrazi. This is the biggest thing. You're going to just put forward that card in your Eldrazi deck. In my opinion, that's what I think. The fact that it's not an Eldrazi is not that big a problem. And also, like, when I say it's a mistake, what I'm saying is that if you took away either of Ugin's static abilities, if you took away either when you cast this card, exile target permanent, or when you cast a colorless spell, exile target permanent with a color, if either of those lines of the text were off of the card, Ugin would still be Modern playable. In fact, I think the best line is whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile permanent with one or more color. That ability is really, really strong. And if that ability straight up was just not on the card, Ugin would be still Modern playable. So I like to think that if you took the best line of text off a card and it still would be a good Modern option, you've made a design mistake. That's kind of where I'm coming with this. Yeah, but I even think that you're right to some extent that their intention is that this would buff Tron, not Eldrazi, and I think you're wrong, and I think they're wrong. I think that it is just not that tough to cast a non-Eldrazi 7-drop with Kozilek's Command and Talismans and Utopia Sprawls and Ugin's Labyrinth and Myco Spot. Like, you're just gonna do it. It's not a big anything with great difficulty there. I think both can provide Ugin buffs Tron, but also be included on Eldrazi decks. Some people prefer Tron. Yeah, I'm just saying the card is poorly designed. I think it's too tuned. It says it's one of these like fire design style this card has way too much text on it, in my opinion. That's my criticism. I guess I'm going to destroy this island with the Acid-Moss here. My criticism is not that it won't be good. It's not. It's just that it's one of these, like, this card has way too much text on it. I guess I get Arbor. Tron is bad, Eldrazi no. So this is reductive. You can play Eldrazi Tron. You can play all colorless Eldrazi Tron. You can play Tron with a green splash from Microspawn and Worldbreaker. You can play mono blue Eldrazi Tron. You can play no Eldrazi, just sprawls and talismans and labs. There are lots of ways to build it, and I think it's reductive to say like one direction is clearly correct. All right, so let's see if they have another K command. Is there any point to casting this Titan first? I don't really think so. It is nice that we can cast another one. They're not conceding, so I'm assuming they have another one. Take a look at this card. So this is 3-mana creature, 3/3 dragon. Activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated. Artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers. Wow. So this card's coming at kind of a bad time where Breach is getting banned. You gotta sack your spawns, dude. Oh, they're not making spawns. They're scry drawing. Okay, never mind. Yeah, this card's coming at a kind of a bad time, I guess, for it, where Breach is probably on its way out. If Breach isn't on its way out, I guess it's better. It's also kind of interesting. I like the design that this is a 3-mana dragon that doesn't work very well with the new Dragon Mox, because that's a little bit dangerous for Standard potentially to have like good 3-mana dragons. Plus the Dragon Mox, maybe not. So they did at Miracle Temporal Mastery, which is good news here. It also doesn't stop Ugin Planeswalker. Yeah, the Ugin just exiles it. So, the Ugin is a 7-mana colorless spell, but I just think it's just going to be a pretty unfun card, and thankfully it does seem like the meta can warp around Eldrazi to fight it, and that might be kind of an interesting dynamic. Maybe we see more aggro decks. Like, Burn has been, like, just actively very good against these Eldrazi strategies. By the way, I want to add, I think Ugin is strong, but I do think the real problem is K-Command, not Ugin. Yeah, I'll say this, too. I agree that K-Command is a better and more problematic card than Ugin, but it's just like the Ugin is coming at a time where K-Command is so strong and so problematic, and K-Command enabling fast Ugins is not going to be a very good play experience, in my opinion. All right. So I did lose this matchup earlier, but we got here. Let's keep going. Hopefully we can get at least one. We should be able to get at least one more match, hopefully 2, before the challenge starts. But this is my whole job, Like, if people didn't play my decks ever, I would be a failure. Like, this... In fact, I would say that, like... I think we're playing Eldrazi Turns again. Nice. This is awesome. But this is cool. Like, I built this deck this week, and we played against it twice in, like, the first 2 rounds. And this is sincerely what it's all about. This is, like, why I do what I do, is to share my deck ideas, and I really, really like when people play them. Any brews to make Stoneforge playable? I mean, I think Umazal's Jitte may get unbanned, and and then it won't be still playable. Although I don't, we did 5-0 with Stone Gearhulk Hammer. That wasn't so bad. If Ugin is a problem, just ban Ugin. Well, K-Command is also a problem. K-Command is like, this is top 5 card in Modern. When Eldrazi decks draw this early, like the disparity in win rate when you have like fast K-Command versus when you don't is like absolutely. I would love to see the numbers. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if your win percent increases by 20% if you cast K-Command in the first, like, 2 turns. K-Command is also kind of similar to Up the Beanstalk in the sense that it is good in any number at any point in the game. There's never a point in any game, really, where you're unhappy to draw an Up the Beanstalk, and there's really never a point where... Up the Beanstalk, where there's never really a point where you're unhappy to draw K-Command or any number of K-Commands. Okay, so opponent does only have 1 card in their hand here, so we'll see if they're just a little flooded or if they got some juice. Yeah, the Ardent Temporal Mastery is awesome. Just a little guy hanging out here. I used to have a foil one for my commander deck, and I would like Mystical Tutor for it. It was pretty fun. Okay, so this means that I can't cast a Titan unless I draw a Castle. It was less obvious before the ring. K-Command? I don't know. I've been saying this about K-Command the whole time, but... yeah, K-Command is a problematic modern card for sure. I think it's overshadowed a little by other stuff. It's a top 5 modern card for sure. And for me, it's definitely on a watch list. And I think for me, if I was going to ban any card to nerf Eldrazi as an archetype, it would be K-Command. Like, straight up, I play the card in mono black mid range with no other Eldrazi cards, but I still play Eldrazi Temple, and I have trophied with that. And like Selfie has like taken that archetype and changed it. Plays like Saga and Thought Seer, and like has top 8'd I think multiple challenges with like just mono black with the light splash, just because K-Command is so good. That being said, it is a fun card to cast. Ugin's Lab gets hit before Temple 10 out of 10 times. Yeah, hitting Lab first could be fine. I mean, Lab is also one of these, like, whose idea was this kind of cards? When K-Command is the most problematic card in Modern would be a nice place. You know, I think so too. I think that's too. So it looks like they have another one here. That's obviously a very nice draw for them. I'm kind of surprised they didn't main phase it, but I guess they didn't want to die. Eldrazi Temple is stronger than K-Command. This is a little bit... subjective, I think. Both of them are pretty good. Could they not have made 7 spawns and then cast Emrakul? 9, 10, 11, plus 5. Guess they would have had to draw... No, they could have done it. So yeah, they messed up by not making spawns here. Oh, they keep 3 cards on top. We're probably not in amazing shape. K-Command wouldn't be playable without Temple. It would be, absolutely. I've played K-Command in Tron builds with no Eldrazi synergies, and felt like it was the best card in the deck with no Eldrazi Temple. You're just dead? Nice. So this time down a game. We play the same. What's funny is we're playing against the deck we built this week twice in a row, and the deck we're playing at the challenge. Although last time we won game 1, this time we lost game 1. Okay, I think this is the sideboard plan. Let's stick with it. Labyrinth, the name of Tournament Tiles was wild. Yeah, Labyrinth. Like, I've been saying this a lot. The fact that the play designers for Modern Horizons 3, there was a conversation where someone said, "Let's make Eldrazi a major focus of our Modern set," and not everyone in the room said, "No, let's not do that. That doesn't make any sense." Eldrazi gameplay has like basically never been like good. It's very repetitive. It's not very interactive. The fact that like that idea got approved is wild to me. The fact that this like you could have done anything and you chose Eldrazi still like boggles my mind. Got double Acid-Moss, which is fun. Kind of have to put back the Explorer and hope we draw land. Yeah, everyone always says Commander players love Eldrazi. I'm not going to make any excuses for Wizards of the Coast designing their modern product for Commander. That's on them to excuse. Put it in the Eldrazi set, or sorry, put it in the Commander set. If you're targeting Commander players, put it in the Commander product that you have every single set for. We're not. It's not the time to defend their affinity to put commander cards in the main set. Any unbans? Yeah, honestly, I'm really hoping for a Deathrite Shaman unban. The more I think about it, the more sweet it sounds. It could be a little problematic with Ketramos. I'm not hoping for any unbans without people extensively playtesting it, I suppose. But to me, the idea of Deathrite Shaman sounds pretty cool. I think that it would likely be pretty fine, despite it being pretty popular. I've had the thinking that Deathrite Shaman would not be a super problematic card for a while, but I was worried that unbanning Deathrite Shaman would mean that the card was everywhere, and you would see Deathrite Shaman in the top 8 everywhere all the time. But and so I was a little bit worried. I had the philosophy that if you unbanned a card and it was in every top 8 forever, you made a mistake. That's something I've said a bunch. But since the unbanning of Opal and Looting and Green Sun Zenith, my philosophy on this has changed, and I think that a modern dynamic where you have a lot more classic, iconic modern cards fighting against the Modern Horizons cards, this seems to be a much better format identity, and it seems to be something that I would like to lead into, like going forward. So I think this is something I'd like to see. Yeah, I played this is I guess my third time I've played this very weird obscure matchup, but the fact that I put up all these Ashioks in the sideboard is a problem. Yeah, I think Birthing Pod is a card I would unban. I would also unban Umuzol's Jete. I might unban Bridge from Below. I think that card never should have been banned in the first place. Although now that Faithless Looting is unbanned, and it's not that one's not close to being one of the safer unbans. I think they could healthily unban 10 cards, maybe even 15. You want to list the 10? I think there's probably about 10 cards in the conversation. Yeah, Ponder's in the conversation, Punishing Fire's in the conversation, Glimpse is in the conversation. What is this Titan variant? You could look at exclamation point deck for the list. It's what I've been working on every few months. Bridge wasn't even great when Looting was still legal. Well, I mean, it was in the Hogak deck, which was like top 3 modern deck of all time. But Glimpse feels safe. Yeah, I mean, so the problem with Glimpse is gameplay with Glimpse sucks. Like, turns just take way too long. I think the gameplay is truly awful with Glimpse, and I think one of the worst parts about Modern are long, non-deterministic combos, which is all Glimpse is, and I would like to see less long deterministic or non-deterministic combos. Is Hogak worse than Breach? Yes. Alright, we're pretty cooked here. Shouldn't have put Ashiok in their deck. Second Sunrise. Second Sunrise very similar. Like, these are cards that you just kind of don't want at your tournament tables, I think, in my opinion. Blazing Shoal will be a safe unbanning. It might be. I don't think I would unban it, but you just do have a lot of turn 2 kills with it. Okay, the fact that they island cycle is pretty weird. We are not in very good shape. Sensei's Top is, yeah, I do not unban Sensei's Top. No, Uro can't. Or if you unbanned Uro, it would immediately be the best card advantage engine in the format, and it was so really homogenized deck building. And Uro is also very unfun. It's like Uro is not a very well designed card. I'm not that interested in it. All right, so they just ultimate the Tamiyo. Okay, so we're 1-1. Beat Eldrazi turns, lost Eldrazi turns, and we're playing Eldrazi turns in the challenge in 28 minutes. What is the advantage of this list over Amulet? There's a few different things. Like, the one big thing is you're like a lot less weak to disenchants. You're also less weak to moon effects, but you're about a full turn slower, which is a disadvantage. I guess we're supposed to get Grazer, then Flare the Grazer next turn. Blazing Shoal, Punishing Fire, Ponder Bridge, Shaman Hypergenesis, Mystic Sanctuary. Mystic Sanctuary and Summon Spirit Guide are absurd options. I think. I don't know. Violent Outburst was a card I really disliked. I don't think it would be too problematic, but I think gameplay with Violent Outburst was also just not. It was a very good. Also, I just felt like Violent Outburst got broken every once in a while. My ideal hits for ban list would be Felia. Okay, my brother, your ban list starts with Felia. How am I supposed to read the rest of this? I can't. I'm not going to read the rest of your ban list suggestion when the first card is Felia. Sorry. Joking about the damn dog. Well, how am I supposed to know that? I'm glad you're joking about the dog. But keep reading. I'm okay. Thank you, though. If it was a joke, I don't need to keep reading it. Okay, Omen's a good hit if we draw land. You can type exclamation point deck main power. Get the deck list always. What makes Outburst that much better than Agent? Well, yeah, it's the ability to play it at instant speed is, of course, the biggest thing. Also, when you have Agent and Violent Outburst legal, you get to build a Teamer mana base, which is tends to be better than the Bant mana base that you get with Ardent Plea, which is kind of a small thing. Yeah, I agree. The biggest problem, of course, in Modern is still the scheduled BNRs. It seems like they're pretty committed to them, though. Wait. Did a regular land? Okay, whew. Close one. Oh, wait, don't they change the way they look on Magic Online? Come on, guys. Why is Felia so unreasonable? It's not my list. I do think power level is unreasonable. Felia is incredibly balanced. I don't know how to articulate this to you, I guess, but it is incredibly disruptible and it's pretty slow. It got better when they printed Overlord, but Felia like straight up like saw no play in Modern for an extended period of time. I don't. Felia is pretty bad. It is slow and easily disruptible. If Felia is a card you're worried about in Modern, Modern's probably pretty good. Oh, it's because the Omen. Ah, the Omen has flushed the toilet. Probably if I had to pitch a ban update, it'd be ban card, unban, dig through time. This is a wild, a wild 2 cards. All right, we don't draw our land, which is a problem. Ah, so close. Well, I guess we're casting Summoner's Pact next turn. Yeah, abandoning Hypergenesis I think would be fine. The problem, it's kind of weird, right? Where Hypergenesis is a pretty unfun card, but it's also, I think, like just worse than Glimpse, like the Cascade Glimpse, not Glimpse of Nature. And that Glimpse, and that's a card that doesn't see any play at the moment. It's just Year of Ad Break's been going crazy. I don't know, Ascurtis. I haven't changed anything, but if you want to enjoy the experience ad free, you can do so by subscribing. Looks like we're dead exactly. I say unban everything and see what happens. Yeah, I mean, this is something people say when they're pretty bored, which is valid. It isn't usually something I think is good, a good direction or very, very helpful, but people do say this a lot. And I thank you for your comment. I'm going to trim a cash grab in the Omen for 2 Dismember. Click submit. Blake with the 42 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, it does seem like the ads are kind of weird. Like someone said that they saw like 8 minutes of ads, which is not what it's set for. It's either 4 or 5 right now. I haven't touched it in a while. Do you think the artifact lands would be okay? With Mox Opal off the ban list, I'm not that interested in unbanning artifact lands. Artifact land gameplay is also not great, right? Where you have really busted game 1s, and then you have really unfun game 2s where you get meltdown and you get stony silenced way more often because people really like to blow up artifact lands. So I think gameplay is really bad. It's like it's very like really swinging game 1s and really bad game 2s, and it's not something I'm that interested in. I think the tapped artifact lands that are indestructible are like a really good fix. Even I think that those are like very nice changes to how artifact lands work. Would it be crazy for them to do a soft reset of Modern? Yeah, it would be. Like, we don't need to like unban Nadu and Hogak and Uro and like Luris and like and Ayamugen and be like, yes, these cards need to go back on the ban list. We did a reset and now we know these things. Yes, it would be silly to do this. Of course it would be, and it's silly every time this ever comes up. You can play no ban list Modern if you want. But yeah, it is. It's been silly. It's still silly. I think we have to keep this. That's not what I meant. Okay, what do you mean by soft reset then? I don't know what you mean. Going over all the problem cards in the meta, ban them at once, and unban some cool shit. Start over. Yeah, I guess I just don't know what this means. A little too vague. You got plenty of basic forests. A version of Modern where there aren't Horizon cards. I mean, do make plays those events. That's something that people are interested in, for sure. It's not something that I think is that interesting. You know, I'm kind of enjoying the Modern dynamic becoming a little bit more about classic Modern cards versus Horizon cards. I think that that's kind of interesting, but I think it's important as a format to heal and to move forward. I think this is... you know, as... Kentaro Miura once said, you can try to painstakingly piece together things that you once lost, but it's not possible to do. You have to move forward. You have to heal those wounds, and you have to find a better life when you play in Magic the Gathering. I wanted to say, are you talking about hobby card game? Of course. Of course. Base for the 42 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Can someone explain what's wrong with me? I'm okay with Breach, but want to ban Ugin's Labyrinth. I don't know. I mean, Labyrinth is pretty... It's one of these... I said this when it got spoiled, and I have continued to think this. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Breach is also one of these what the fuck were they thinking cards. You know, this is also something about... ban list dialogue, which is probably good to talk about. That it's possible for there to be multiple design mistakes, and it's possible for there to be multiple bad cards at once, and it takes less energy to go, yeah, that's messed up, than to go, what about this? Yeah, got a lot of basics, which is good. OP's destroying us. Maybe. I mean, we're at 20 life points. We're taking no damage this turn. They have no pressure. We have a lot of great top decks. Although we're getting Valakuted. With Breach Band, can we get Yogg-Sothoth? I actually think Breach is stronger. Breach is definitely stronger than Yogg-Sothoth would be in Modern, which is a big part of the funny. Can you not Shifting Woodlands into a non-land card to dodge the night? I don't have Delirium, but if I did, I could. All right, got a lot of good top decks. That could be on the list. It was on the list. Yeah, I have started my cut. I'm like 3 or 4 weeks in. It's hard to keep. I haven't really been keeping track of the of the weeks. But I'm down about 8 pounds. All right, 6 life for me. I can do 12 damage if I find a Dryad. And they're at 13. Yeah, I'm feeling great and healthy, Eyebrow. I'm not sure exactly where my cut is going to stop. But I'm getting close, I think. Nice Thoughtseize nerd. What do we think about the new lands that got spoiled in Modern? The black one seems really good with Ketramos. The blue one seems pretty fringe playable, and pretty overrated from what I can gather from Chatter's comments. They consider putting Spelk in this list so you can put in Hanawar? Not really. We have very few red sources. Challenge is in about 10 minutes. Yeah, so we're going to block here, take 6. I'm going to sack my spawn so they don't gain any life, so a Dryad could be lethal. The red land? I like the red land. The green one is also kind of interesting with Shifting Woodland. Like I would maybe play it in this deck, or a version like this deck. Okay, I actually have no basics left. All right, probably one more turn. Oh yeah, will the challenge fire today? Okay, only 40 people have joined, so if you haven't joined the challenge, maybe join. Okay, we got about 10 minutes. 40 people in the queue. We need 24 more. Play Dryad Arbor for blocker. I didn't think